So if we look at some of your profiles, for example, Adrian. So this is Adrian's profile. Now what's missing? Obviously a background picture, Adrian. And then description and content. And then obviously talking about what you actually do. And put subscriptions up there, put the company page up there as well. So it's often a mistake. And you're obviously sharing every now and again. Adrian, is Adrian here? Another Adrian. Adrian's not here. Yes, he's back. So you can put your cut. Don't be ashamed, it's good. But a lot of people do this. And you see here, Adrian, you're part of the Achieve group rather than the Achieve group. You have to look at kind of how that looks on LinkedIn. And the blue background, I'm always amazed. People don't realize that's prime time advertising. It's real marketing opportunity for you. And obviously this is what many people do. They say lead and manage and develop a team of 17 consulting managers and so forth. So it's fantastic, but you need to tell other people what your company does, not just what you do at your company. But so many people think internally and not externally. Combine the two is the best scenario there. Is she here? Are you? So again, same thing, blue background, summary, and it's often best to actually talk about what Withers Worldwide actually does do. That's a lot of W's. And then put some content as well. So again, another example, you do this, you disputes lawyer, but put what the company does. Why should I use that company, for example? Some posts from 6 hours ago, which is fantastic. Amber, very windy that day, wasn't it?
I like the wind.
You like the wind, clearly. You're getting blown away there. Again, background picture. You've got some great content here and some summary, for example. But again, there's not a lot in terms of content. And as we've talked about, for example, this page doesn't exist. So you created a page that doesn't exist, Kimberly Clark's Asia Pacific. And Kimberly Clark's have a Singapore page, a global page, a Pacific page, but not that page. And then obviously the content, keep it going. Chuck here? Yes, Chuck. So yes, very, again, blue background. See the amount of people do this. It's like absolutely amazing. Free.
So Chris, there's a reason for this.
Go on.
I work in the financial services industry.
So?
I also do many other things.
Yeah?
Which persona do I project? So I'm a bootcamp calisthenics instructor.
Yeah.
I'm a growth mindset trainer. I coach, but I also sell funds.
Brilliant. So what's the most important thing that basically is about your personal brand?
One's the future city. So.
But what's your passion? What defines you?
I can't decide. That's why I can't help you if you can't decide.
Surely it should be the new.
You can have all of them. Yes.
But I don't want to be known just as Manulife person.
But you won't, because
yes.
that is it's just to form an attractive landing page.
Yeah, correct.
So this is what it is now.
Correct.
And change it as well. Change it. I change mine weekly.
Okay.
I change mine literally weekly because I think it's like an advert in the Straits Times. If you see the same advert every single time, you stop seeing the advert. You've got to change the creative, change the creative, change the creative. See it as advertising. It's an advertising space. If you hear the same radio on TV, on radio or TV, or the internet, you stop viewing it because it's boring. So you have to change the creative. This is the same thing. If you're driving people to your profile through your SEO, change the background picture so it markets as something slightly different product every single time. Just change it, change it, change it, change it.
Okay, cool. Can I ask one question?
Sure.
This is on my page. My second line says that real connect. So if you want to connect with me, I have to meet you in person first. It's kind of my date to have engagement, physical engagement, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I would obviously disagree with that because how do I do business? How I got so many clients in Zurich? I've got lots of clients in Zurich I've never met. But actually I win them by reaching out on LinkedIn saying let's have a Skype. So I believe in connecting with those people and actually engaging with them, but I don't need to meet them first to connect with them. I do believe in having like this, you meet them in real life. But if I don't reach out to someone in Zurich, I can't win any clients in Zurich. Because I'm not going to fly to Zurich just on the off chance that someone might meet me. But I can do that if I have connections there who then can introduce me to people and I reach out and do it. And that just so happens I'm going to Zurich in December because we have so many clients there. I've never been to Zurich. But then I'm going to go and I've got 25 meetings lined up because of the power of LinkedIn. And I've not connected with those, I've not met those people, but they've said yes to a meeting. So I believe that you actually can connect with people who are like-minded, start a conversation, yes, the principle's the same. We don't need to meet someone first to connect with them because you're limiting your second connections and third connections if you do that. And if you're in sales and marketing like I am, you need to have many first, second, and third connections, which I'll show you in a second. So it's all about having lots of first connections who mean something to you, who can lead you to their connections and their connections. That's how social selling works on LinkedIn. 3 degrees of separation. But I like your first line. Life imperfectly mastered is my motto. That's because that pulls somebody in. And I agree the second line also does the same thing, real connect. But it might also put people off. So you might actually be limiting your own opportunities by doing so. But it's an interesting point. You have to be basically happy with that. And obviously, you need to put more descriptions and content there, for example, about what you do, for example. Craig, is Craig in the room? Yes. So Craig, obviously, it's very cold that day. Again, blue background, do something there. Again, summary, for example. Put a summary section there. Again, things like this, the creative influence. But ironically, you're a creative guy. There's no creativity on your LinkedIn. There's no content. But you presumably have things like videos and infographics and pictures and so forth. Put them on LinkedIn. It's the best showcase to actually do it. So someone goes to your profile and go, wow, that's amazing stuff. Because I'm sure your website has wonderful stuff. But no one will go to your website comparative to how many people will go to LinkedIn, for example. So use LinkedIn as your showcase vehicle. Obviously, you've got this vehicle here, this video here from 3 weeks ago. But put it on your profile. So you can put it on your feed, but also put it in your profile as well. Get the best of both worlds there. Daniela, is she in the room? She's not here, okay. Deeper around. No, oh, she's hiding now. Ellis, is Ellis here? Yes. So again, blue background. I like this, keeping it simple to help businesses, which is really cool. And obviously you have a nice summary section here. You can add some more content in. And again, same thing here. You haven't really said what BDO can do to help other companies or help people. So looking at your profile going, well, how do you help people? So you have to tell them in the experience section and some stories, for example, do some content as well. Evelyn? Yes. You're not Evelyn. But I don't know because he could be Evelyn because she has no picture. That's very clever, that was. Yes, Evelyn. So you're a fake profile.
Not this one, but what do you think about black and white photos?
So I don't, I think it was a black and white one back here, wasn't it? I don't personally like black and white ones because LinkedIn's color. And the black and white one actually doesn't come out very well. It actually doesn't, and even if you have, for example, the background picture, so if you have, your friends are yours, this is you. You and Evelyn come together, yes. So black and white, wouldn't necessarily work for you because it's quite a colourful picture. So by having black and white, you're kind of going against the trend slightly, but also it's colour medium. But it depends, if you're in a black and white photographer, if you're celebrating something in black and white or you're supporting Newcastle United like I do, you might want to have, black and white. But it's a colour medium, so your full colour really comes through in your branding. I have to ask, what's the background picture?
It's just A on one.
So, and I love the, you've got this all here, but to me, this doesn't tell me about your story. So I think you should be telling me something. I love the fact it's very visual. It works phenomenally well. And obviously you have what Aon does here. You can have links and, for example, things like that to a website. Gillian here.
That's my other profile.
That's your other profile. Yes. How many profiles have you got? Okay. And Hema. Is Hema here? Yes, Hema. So obviously Hema, background picture. I like that we got this, Senior Manager, Tripart Alliance, and you've got the, I don't understand why you've done this though. Your resume. Why have you got your resume on LinkedIn? Your CV, LinkedIn is your CV, so you don't need to put your resume there. Okay. And then you've got the description here, which is cool. And then you've obviously shared something from NUS, which is also fantastic. And you've actually put nice little short post, cool. Just to make sure people know. Jean, is Jean in the house? Yes, Jean, so yes. Did you do this on purpose? You matched your dress to the background picture. You did, great. So you have a passion for this kind of blue description. That's again?
Interior business.
Ah, brilliant, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you've obviously got this here, branding and marketing architect, and then you have providing leadership, so you're really getting in there straight away. The only slight criticism I have is you talking about yourself in the third person, not the first person. It's like you're having a conversation now with your next door neighbor and saying, Jean said this and Jean said that. She'd be going, let's move away, let's go down the road. It's got to be first person. It's very much one-on-one. So think about that in the first person. Julienne, Yes, Julienne. So where's your picture, Julienne? Yes, but not with second connections. So you've ticked a box which basically says only your first connections can see you. Many people do this without realizing, because obviously they just see it themselves, their friends see it, go, you have a picture, and I go, where's your picture? Go, oh no, I have a picture. But you have no background picture. But I like the fact you have this.
Is that a standard setting? Because that happens a lot.
Yeah. Say again?
Is that a standard setting?
No, it's basically not. You have to basically tick a box. It's one of many.
Because I see that a lot.
LinkedIn's many boxes.
You can see them when they're like a list of people,
Yeah.
but then when you click on the profile, then you don't see the picture
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, some people do it, ironically, basically so that you can't see them unless you're a first connection. But when they do that, I say, have you Googled yourself? Because what happens, if I Google Julienne, ironically, her LinkedIn profile comes up on Google Images. So if you try and hide yourself, Google says, no, we can find you anyway, we're Google. And then obviously you talk about the Commonwealth Bank, which is great, but you can add some links to the Commonwealth Bank website, for example. And you can actually have Commonwealth Bank branding in the background. You know, you have that beautiful building at South Beach, don't you? So, you can do that. And then you can share some content. You don't share any content. Is she in the house? Yes, you are in the house. So again, similar thing. You need a background picture. And then talking about a bit more about yourself here. For example, again, in the first person, third person, you're writing about yourself to be the first person. And you don't really talk about what you do at Reed Smith, for example. So tell people what you do, have links, and you shared the odd content, so from a week ago, which is cool, but you should do probably more content as well. Manish, in the house? Yep. Yes, there you are. So obviously, background picture is cool, and you've got some nice coverage there, what you do at ANZ, and then some content here, for example, your portfolio, and then some content, which is fantastic. That was a big lunch. That's a long table.
It's very interesting because I got about 11,000 views on this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I guess I've probably learned from you in terms of using those skills.
People, yeah, it's people. People love people. People love people. Say it?
I saw that photo.
Yeah. People love people. And also it looks like, the whole Last Supper thing, doesn't it? So it's brilliant. No, I love it. It's fantastic. Isn't it? But it's the same picture twice as well. I just realised the same picture twice.
That's right.
Okay.
You can never over-communicate.
No, Tilly. Is Marlene here? Marlene? No, okay, not there. And Michael, of course, is here. You got the same suit on, Michael. You only have one suit, yeah? Now, obviously, you need to have the background, so you need to have the background. And you've got your content down there, it's fantastic, but put the background, put some background up there. For some reason, not connected to the Orange Tea page, because the logo's not coming up, for example, but you can put some logo. And rather than write this here, I can't click on this. So you need to put it into content so you can click on it. And also visually it comes up more attractively. But I can't click on that on LinkedIn. So you need to put that. Websites don't work like that, as you can see. So you can't just use that in the content and then you can see it. Makes more sense.
So what do you mean use it in the content?
So basically if you go to edit your experience, it says you can put a link in. And the link is that. And then it pops up with an image. And you save that. The image comes up and you can click on that image to go through to the website. But if you do that, you can't do it. On the mobile, you can't even copy and paste it into another browser. Obviously, on the laptop, potentially you can, but on mobile, you can't. So Michael potentially limiting the amount of people who can actually click through to his website by doing it that way around. So it's very, very simple to do. Just go to the summary experience, edit it, put the link in, and then it comes up. Norman? Norman, yes, Norman. So obviously, same thing. You're part of the Chief Group as well. This is a whole new brand here, the Chief Group. You can actually, ironically, you could have a Chief Group up there at the top, and everyone would actually see that, which would be very cool. Peggy? Yes.
Sorry, it's not even updated.
No, I like the way you get that defensiveness in there straight away. No, I'm working on this, Chris. And then obviously, you don't really talk about what you do at Performance Motors, so you can do a bit more about what you actually do there, for example.
Okay, give me a few hours after this.
P, again, needs a summary section, some visuals and a picture. Rajiv, same thing, picture, background. Some content. Robert in the house? Yes, Robert's. So a very cheery photograph, but again, no background picture. Summary section, put in about a bit more personal stuff, for example, some content. Blue Hat Ventures, fantastic. But again, you've got, for some strange reason, you've got this, Migo, LinkedIn.com, company Migo. You're driving people to do it, but actually, you can put the website link in there the same way it was to Michael, so the visual will then come up, people can actually click through. You can't actually click through to that at the moment. And then you've got the content, which is great. Ronnie, that's a great picture of Singapore. Where's Ronnie? Yep, Ronnie, so it's a great picture of Singapore, love that. But the only thing I would say about that is there's about 1 million other people with a picture of Singapore. It's like we go to Sydney, everyone's got the Harbour Bridge. And in London, everyone's got the London Bridge. And it's like New York, everyone's got New York. So you have to basically personalize that. So you can actually mix your brand up. You can put Heron Advisory, for example, and Singapore at the same time. So people go, oh, he's in Singapore, and Heron Advisory is also in Singapore.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
Back to that page. You see under there's a Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Location. Would that link to earlier on you're talking about you don't do just Singapore? People will-
No, but that's the experience section. These are two different sections. So that's the main section there. And then the content, which is great. And that would have got lots of engagement, lots of views, because it's sharing.
Well, 4,000 plus.
Yeah, so you're sharing things about with people in it. People love watching people on LinkedIn. It's just one of those common things. Soma, background picture, summary section needed. Tony, same thing, background picture. And then even here, for example, no description. Vivek, same thing, background picture. So you can see people make the same mistakes basically because they don't necessarily know they can actually do this. So LinkedIn don't necessarily explain how you could use the background, have a summary section and put videos in. Even here, for example, put in what the group does with some content, for example. Great that you're sharing. That looks like a fun party.